Gold TA70s chick back here again with another half-hour album review. And today I will be reviewing an album that nobody's heard of. And I'll tell you how I've heard of this in a minute, but it is the first and only album by a band called The Dragons. And it was a family of brothers. And one of them, the last name is Dragon, and one of them you will know as a captain and Tennille, Daryl Dragon, which was, of course, part of the group. This was recorded in late 69, or 1970, 69 and 70. And the four brothers got together, of course, and they created this album that was shelved, unfortunately, until 2007. Pardon me, I don't know why it's so hot in here. I've got the fan blowing and the AC in here, and it's just never cool enough in here for me. And this room is kind of hard to fill up the room because this room is huge, as you can see. This used to be a efficiency, one room. If this will be an efficiency here, and in the room, in the office room, guest room, is where it's much cooler in there, because there's not as much space. Anyway, sorry for that. Anyway, this is called, like I said, the name of the album is BFI, and it stands for Blue Forces Intelligence. And Dennis Dragon was the one who wrote the liner notes here. He says, "Don't ask me why. We were certain we had a hit. We shopped the finished product all over Hollywood to the major labels with no luck. We got comments from the big boys like, great production, but I don't hear a hit, to we can't fit it in an itch. After a few months, we became discouraged and shelved the tapes. It was fun recording, but the Dragons and the BFI project seemed destined to obscurity. But luckily, the master tapes, the original recording was pulled out from the archives, thank goodness, and it was released in the spring of 2007. And see, the master tapes were the tape vault at the tape vault at Sunwest, I think it was the recording studios, was being cleaned out, and they were headed for the trash, unfortunately. But thank goodness that didn't happen. And he says there's a lesson here to be learned. Don't throw your old master tapes away. Well, good. Yay, there you are. But yeah, this is, I'll tell you how I found this album. Let me play the beginning track. It's called Cosmosis. And the entire CD kind of reminds you of like another intelligence, like in space, like in a spaceship, or like Star Trek or something like that. Some of that sort. Anyway, this was mostly all keyboards and bass and drums. There was an electric guitar here and there in some of the tracks, but mostly a lot of course, Daryl Dragon plays bass, clavinet solo, vibes, pipe organ, alternate lead vocal on a song called Mercy Call. See, like I said, mostly pianos, organs, harpsichord, electric piano, clavinet. Aww. See, it kind of reminds you of like something sci-fi. That's the point I was trying to drive at, sci-fi. Anyway, if you missed it in the beginning, I'm covering an album that nobody's ever heard of. It was dug up out of the archives in 2007, and it was a band called The Dragons, and it's the family of, there's Dennis, Don, Doug, and Daryl Dragon, the captain. Yes. This was recorded, like I said, 1969, 1970, and it was shelved because nobody could find a hit. They couldn't find a niche for it. Anyway, this Cosmosis is a instrumental. And the way I found this album was 4 years ago when I first discovered you and your channel, Lee. At the same time, I signed on. I had Pandora on my phone, and I went to like some archives, some obscure 70s music, and this one song came up. It was called "Food for My Soul," which I'll play next. And here's what it sounds like. And I discovered this. I said, I gotta find out what that band is. And luckily I found it. And it was on Amazon, so I got the CD. And the whole CD is just fantastic. Anyway, here's Food for My Soul. Kind of jazzy. I think Dana would like this song. Dana Vegan Gal. Yeah, I love this. And let me read, there's a lot of, before each song, there's some input by Dennis Dragon. Here he says, "Are you hungry? Try some food for your soul. Doug's flagship tune. We performed it at many of our gigs, and the audience ate it up." And it's Food for My Soul. Now it's your turn. There's plenty to go around. And I'm getting old. Stop the radio. Yeah, this song is fantastic. There's the lyrics. Yeah, and the other songs I'm going to go ahead and go over. And like I said, there's a lot of commentary before each song, which is a great way to describe them. And yeah, recorded at Sunwest Recording Studios, Hollywood, California, 1969 and 1970. And there was an additional bonus track at the end that was recorded in 1972. Kind of spacey. Not really. I wouldn't say hippie. This album is anything but hippie. It's like I said. It's more space age than hippie. Like space age, kind of jazz, kind of little Oriental sounding in some of the songs, and in a lot of ways, this CD in some parts reminds me of Carole King's Writer that I went over. They were both recorded the same year, and they both have that really nice, drenched in keyboards and organ, that kind of psychedelia. That's what I'm looking for. Space age psychedelia. And again, it's named BFI. They called it Blue Force Intelligence. Blue Force is intelligence. And Lee, you should, for your next show, you should call, when you did your Star Trek, sound bites, you should say, "This is Blue Force's intelligence." Like I will never forget when you said, "Hello, we are the people from India. We are told that you are scamming people in the United States. What do you have to say for yourself?" Anyway, let's move on. Next song is called Amplified Emotion. And you think it's going to be heavy, but it's not. With amplified emotion, you think it's going to be really... There's the surf, and they all surfed, of course. They were from California. Yeah. Hopefully you can hear the organ. On a day good old classics, huh? Anyway, this one again is called Amplified Emotion, and Dennis describes it as follows. "Since I am a confirmed beach fanatic, Doug wrote this song for me. I view it as a highly visual, personal tune that conjures up images of the many different beaches that I have visited. That's the sound of the breaking surf of Carbon Beach in Malibu, where I spent my childhood." So that was actually, of course, I figured that was an actual beach clip right there. And let's see here. And here's a picture of Dennis Dragon. Looks like an Italian surfer. Dude. But yeah, I thank God they resurrected this. This is a fantastic album, just fabulous. A lot of stuff that you would know about, Lee. It says, recorded at Studio A at Sunwest Recording from late 1969 through 1970. Mastered on either a 3M 56/8 track or an Ampex MM1016 track using 206 at 30 IPS, whatever that means. Mixed to an Ampex AG440A on 206 at 15 IPS with Dolby A. Console was a 20-input mono EMT plate. Delay and phasing effects were via variable speed tape machines. Auxiliary equipment included equalizers, filters, compressors, oscillation, and noise gates. It was usually too hot at night in the studio because we couldn't run the air conditioner since the compressor was so loud outside that the neighbor Beulah Sawyer would complain. "What are you boys doing? Turn that noise down!" Okay, next song is called Sandman, and I like the beginning of it. It has an oriental beginning. Here it is. Love that. Ooh, nice. Hey there, Sandman. Did you hear? That's kind of like, come on, get happy vibe from the Partridge Family. And I'm singing. As anybody out there is looking for something new to listen to, and you're into like keyboard, like a lot of sci-fi sounding stuff, definitely check this album out. It's called The Dragons. I think you can find it on Amazon. That's where I ordered it from. Right after I discovered Food for My Soul, I listened. Man, this album's fantastic. Whispering. There's a little bit of kind of spookiness on this CD too. And okay, so Dennis Dragon describes this as follows. I don't know why Doug was hung up on the subconscious state, but he was. The song speaks of the Sandman, who isn't delivering the quality of dreams that the doctor ordered. What you got in store? Yeah, because he says, "Hey there, Sandman, see it's you again. It's the Sandman, brought my dream again. You've been moving all through my thoughts again. You didn't bring me love, information, but you promised love, and you got a hold of me like an iron glove. Tell me what's there for my conscience tonight. You just won't bring me love. And won't you give me back my mind, what you got in store?" Evidently, the dreams didn't turn out. Boom, I like the bass. There's so many songs that I hear that I got to practice the bass to. The funny thing for me is, when I think about practicing my bass, I think of it as work because I'm trying to, it's like I've been so much lazier lately and I have no idea why. Ever since I got my Amazon Kindle reader, I've been lazy as hell reading, but I've been trying. I painted again last night, one of the stones out there, so I've been trying to keep myself busy. It's just been harder for some reason. But anyway, next song is called On the Wall. And I'll read it I'll read the notes as I play the song. Oh, the song's over. Nice. I don't even have to switch it. This one's kind of spooky. Pretty nice, huh, Lee? What do you think of this so far? Anyway, it says it's about a freshly married Japanese couple. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, on the wall, my love. Oh, it's so tall, my love. Oh, what can it be? This new mystery invading our home. Here we go. Ooh, spooky. Anyway, the notes here he puts as a freshly married Japanese couple attempt to consummate their physical relationship in the wedding bed, but the female is distracted by a disturbing vision on the wall. The vision is ultimately diffused and they go about their business. Well, thank goodness for that. It didn't interrupt things. That would have been, yeah, that really would have been pretty bad. I mean, that wouldn't have been pleasant being interrupted by something like that. It's bad enough being interrupted. Like, Lee, you were telling me about your ex-girlfriend.
Can you believe what Woody Allen did to Mia Farrow's daughter? I can't believe you said that the other day.
Anyway. Okay, this one, like I said, is called On the Wall. I like every song. I listened to this whole album last night while I was reading in bed right before I went to sleep. I put this right near my bed. And because I have my stereo over here, I decided to put it here instead of, I had it on the dresser for so long. I'm like, why don't I move it over here so I can put more stuff on my dresser? And it's nice, but of course you can't control it. But I listen to it here when I have to take the party inside from when it's raining out there Saturday nights. And I have my party in here. So anyway, next one is called Are You There? And it's got a child's voice screaming in it. I'm going to turn it up to where you can hear it, maybe. Let's see where it is. Hold on. Anyway, the notes are, Doug tried singing this song straight. I guess he was on acid or something. And Don and I agreed that it wasn't working. We suggested a clown persona, and it seemed to come to life. On a high technical note, I remember Don. Hold on. Sounds kind of demonic. Yeah, it sounds demonic. And he says, I remember Don stuffing the echo chamber full of packing blankets for the Are You There sections. Many thanks to the now defunct General Telephone Company for the dial tone, ring, and handset abuse. That's my niece Kelly on screams. She's a bit older now, so am I. Well, let's listen to the song. Here's the Are You There parts with the muffle and the blankets. Here we go. And the ringtone, Are you there, woman? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Collect call for Mr. Floyd from Mr. Floyd from the United States. Will you accept the charges? He just hung up. I don't know why he hung up. Nice. Nice album to relax to. I'm waiting for the child screams. That's his niece. I don't know why he put her on there, but that was the 70s. I think they threw in anything they wanted to. Okay. At the end, it says in parentheses, it says, Are you there, woman? Are you there, woman? Good God help him. There it is. There's the lyrics. Okay, come on, where's the screaming? All right, I think it's coming up soon. I forgot how long the middle part between verses was. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's see. There it is. That's the niece screaming. Okay, this next one. God, he sounds really spooky. I think it's, who's singing? Doug. I still don't understand why it says Doug tried singing this song straight. And it wasn't working. I guess they gave him acid. Anyway, here we go. Mercy Call. This is Mercy Call. Taking a little while. It's quiet. Okay. Here's the liner notes for Mercy Call. While Doug was writing this song in a rented Malibu beach house, a passing seagull appeared in the window and paused in flight to listen while he performed the tune. The song is sung alternately by Daryl and Doug. The background singers are some of Hollywood's finest. For the bomb sound, that's Doug scraping the EMT echo plate with a razor blade and then hitting the large steel plate with his hand. Well done, Doug. Let's see where we can hear that. Doing pretty good timing today. Like I said, this is a really interesting album to cover. I was like I was going to do another one today along with this, but I thought, no, this one has a lot to go over. There's a lot of good liner notes and how it was recorded and what instruments they used. And I'm going to do another obscure one on Wednesday, too, as well. And then, again, it's another one where it's the first and only album by a band that just, and I guess sometimes people get discouraged. Maybe it didn't turn out like they would, like what they thought it would, and they just didn't continue, and it's a shame. Oh. Okay, I guess no lyrics. I mean, it's nice sometimes when you have a nice intro, but there's some songs where they have lyrics, but the intro, it takes so long. Well, this is when people actually played drums. And they're not obnoxious. Like, one thing I always wondered, why are drum solos so annoying? I mean, people can listen to guitar solos forever, even bass solos, saxophone, whatever. But for some reason, when there's a drum solo, it's like, okay, enough already. But anyway, where's the lyrics? Oh, you know what? Maybe this isn't Mercy Calling. I'm sorry. It's not Mercy Call. It's Sunset Scenery. I am so sorry. The instrumentals, of course, aren't in the book because there's no lyrics. But I'm sorry. This is Sunset Scenery. I always like flanging. That reminds me of that Carole King song that I liked, Raspberry Jam. I'll go, Now this one is called Mercy Call. And this is the one where I said there's a bomb sound on it. That's the scraping of the EMT echo plate with the razor blade and then hitting the large steel plate with his hand. See where that comes in. See, like I said, this album reminds me a little bit of that Carole King one in certain spots. We hear you calling. I'm trying to find where the bomb is. Like I said, it's been a while since I listened to this album all the way through. Because a lot of times I tend to go... See, this is kind of a gospel. See, that's like a gospel. And in Carole King's Writer album, that second song called No Easy Way Down is kind of gospelish too. Because a lot of times, though, what I did is I went back and forth between some of my favorite songs, and I never really... Well, there's the bomb. Now it sounds like Lee that I'm a Barbie girl. What is it, the Russian? Was it Russian or German army? Where did you find that? Okay, enough of the jokes. Let's move on. Okay. Now, this one is called Pop's Bad. Kind of a shuffle, barroom shuffle. Damn, this is cool. Like I said, if you're looking for something different, definitely check this out. And the liner notes he wrote, Doug always said, I'm doing my thing. whenever his existence was questioned. I always question my existence as well. I think that's this tune really sums up what Doug's message is all about. That's Daryl on the wah-wah clavinet, love wah-wah clavinet, solo at the ride out, along with some highly classified encrypted Morse code. Oh, that'll be interesting. I think this will go a little over a half an hour, which is good. Yeah, I figured it was Russia. Some people don't identify. Others don't relate. I'm trying to find where they have the wah-wah clearing. I think it's near the end. How about the ones that don't try? The centuries over. Man, that beer barrel polka, whatever piano, barroom piano is really cool. I'm looking for the clavinet solo. Hold on. Oh, here is a. There it is. Nice. That was a good 70s staple too. The wah-wah clavinet. God, I love bands, like I said, I mentioned bands mostly from England that bring this kind of music back, mostly like funk, and they have a lot of the wah-wah, very, very 70s sounding. They're called Big Boss Man and Monophonics. Those two bands, you got to check them out too. Big Boss Man and Monophonics. And this one is called Big Mike Requiem. I don't know who Big Mike is, but we'll find out. Okay, let's see. Big Mike Requiem. The intro and outro were recorded at St. Monica's Catholic Church in Santa Monica, California. That's Daryl on the pipe organ and Doug on the vocal. I can't read. It's really kind of, you can't really read the print. As you can see, you can't read the print there. Don't try to read it at night. Anyway, it says the title refers to Doug's good friend Mike, okay, who has been taking way too many drugs, and the congregation has declared his soul brain dead. Holy crap. The church service takes a wild ride through the sound galaxy, courtesy of Don, and lands back at home ground where the congregation exists. That's the all clear tone at the end. What a trip. His soul has gone to the wind. The wind has got his soul. He passed away in the bright of day. He sounds British. And the wind wasn't strong, but it still came along. He is gone and the wind has lost his soul. Oh my God, that almost reminds me of Syd Barrett of Pink Floyd that they're describing. Of Pink Floyd, the original member who was there for 2 albums, and he did so much acid. I have this book, it says Rock Stars on Drugs, and somebody interviewed him and they said he was had this really weird look on his face, and he was interviewing and he says, I had eggs and bacon for breakfast. And then the interviewer says, oh, I'm sorry. And he goes, and then he says, oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak French. It was said that he did so much acid, his brain was so fried that he couldn't pick up his guitar because he saw a red and green snake on the guitar, so he didn't touch it. He never returned from his trip, and unfortunately he passed away from cancer in 2006. Same year that singer Arthur Lee, like your name, of the band Love, passed away that year from leukemia. Ooh. Whoa. He's gone. Going, gone. And then there's that outro. Last song here, that was a bonus song recorded in 1972, is called Your Way Too. Nice. Congas. Very uplifting. And here, now that sounds kind of hippie, like peace and love. Anyway, here's the liner notes for that song. I called my engineer producer friend Gary Brandt of ELR Records, I can't read it, and asked him if he had any tapes of demos that we did around that time. After looking through his archives, he came up with this tune. It is not a finished mix. We never got around to it. However, I really liked this song and included it in this album. If it's not a finished mix, it sure sounds like one. But anyway, here's the description, the opinion of the two instrumentals, Cosmosis and Sunset Scenery. Don's friend Ernie Zems called him in the summer of '69. He had just finished filming One Sun, a documentary on the damming of the Colorado River at Glen Canyon and the formation of Lake Powell. He needed a soundtrack, so Don, my co-conspirator since high school, called me. That Saturday morning, Doug, Don, and I watched Ernie's short film in Sun West Studio A. 12 hours later, Ernie had his soundtrack and BFI was born. The tunes Cosmosis and Sunset Scenery were borrowed from those instrumental recording sessions. How many tones can you hear at the start of Cosmosis? So, that being said, we'll go right back to Cosmosis. Yeah, you can hear a lot of notes on Cosmosis. Anyway, and of course there's always special thanks at the end of every album. And some of them they thank Ham Radio, Gasoline, Malibu Fires and Floods, The Laundromat, Bananas, Farfisa Organs, Gretsch Drums, Fender Basses, Young Girls in General, VW Buses, Sunsets, Two-Stroke Japanese Motorcycles, the UFO Sighting, The Happy Pouring Man, Pat Boone, St. Monica's Church, Orgasms, Zuma Beach, Newman Microphones, Indoor Plumbing, and God as usual. That's just a lot. That's most of the thanks. But anyway, I'm glad you can come again. Check out my channel. Those of you who viewed this for the first time, or if you haven't viewed any of the other videos on my channel, please feel free to browse through and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Like this video and comment, and thank you for joining me for The Dragons, one of 70's most phenomenal, unfairly shelved albums, and it's a shame they didn't continue on this path. But Daryl went on to bigger and better things, I guess, like Captain and Tennille. Anyway, I will see you Wednesday for another obscure CD discussion, and I hope to see you all there again. Have a great Monday, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.